Top 10 manhwa where the MC turns from loser to invincible. Welcome to my latest video, Top 10 manhwa where MC turns from loser to invincible. Now, we all love a good underdog story, right? But what about those times when the underdog just completely flips the script and becomes the most OP character in the entire story? That's the kind of manhwa goodness I'm bringing you today. So buckle up and get ready for some serious power fantasy. Number 10. Transmigrating to the other world once more. This one follows Sihan Song, a 16-year-old who gets summoned to the Rus clan empire to fulfill some big prophecy. But the king, Emperor Rustanard, takes one look at this scrawny kid and decides he's totally useless. So, he throws Sihan in prison and calls it a day. But our boy Sihan isn't about to let that stop him. He escapes, gathers up a party of warriors, and sets out to defeat the Mad Emperor and free the people. And let me tell you, when Sihan finally gets his hands on that tyrant, it is a bloodbath. But just when he's about to claim victory, he gets betrayed by his own teammates and gets sent back to Earth. 10 years later, Sihan returns to the Terranar continent, ready to claim what's his. This manhwa has it all. A badass protagonist, epic revenge, and some seriously impressive world building. Trust me, you won't want to miss this one. Number 9. The max level hero has returned. Now, this one's got a pretty wild premise. We're talking about Prince Davy Oroyn, who gets struck by an enemy's arrow and falls into a coma. But instead of kicking the bucket, his soul gets whisked away to the Hall of Heroes, where he spends 1,000 years training to become an absolute powerhouse. And let me tell you, when Davy finally wakes up and makes his way back to his kingdom, the enemies better watch out. This prince they once dismissed is now their biggest threat, and he's not holding back. The initial part of the story is seriously hype-inducing, but I'll admit, as you read on, it does feel a little bit generic. But still, if you're craving a manhwa with a seriously overpowered protagonist who's ready to shake things up, the max level hero has returned is definitely worth a read. Just don't go in expecting some groundbreaking story, this one's all about the power fantasy. Number 8. From Goblin to Goblin God. Our protagonist, Lin Tian, gets reincarnated as a lowly goblin. But don't let that fool you, because this goblin is about to unleash his true power. See, the more offspring he has, the stronger he becomes, thanks to some fancy blessings from the gods. Okay, now I will admit that this manhwa isn't exactly known for its nuanced storytelling or well-developed characters. Nope, this one's all about the power fantasy. The MC's entire personality is pretty much get stronger, get more kids, rinse and repeat. And the female characters, let's just say they're a bit one-dimensional. But if you're in the mood for an edgy, uncomplicated power trip that will have you grinning like a maniac, From Goblin to Goblin God might just hit the spot. Number 7. Plus 99 Wooden Stick. This one takes us into the world of Chrono Life, a virtual reality game where only the strongest survive. Now, our protagonist Jiyu, he's kind of a noob. The other players love to ignore him and ridicule him for his lack of experience and crappy gear. But all that is about to change. See, Jiyu decides that he's had enough of the disrespect, so he starts upgrading his trusty wooden stick. And I'm not talking about a measly plus 10 or plus 20 here. This mad lad takes that stick all the way up to plus 99. And let me tell you, with that kind of power, Jiyu is ready to teach the rest of the players a lesson that they'll never forget. This manhwa is all about the fantasy of being an underdog who suddenly becomes the most OP player in the game. The art is solid, the world building is intriguing, and the protagonist is the perfect blend of chill and ruthless. If you're craving a power fantasy that will have you pumping your fist, plus 99 Wooden Stick is a must-read. Number 6. Sleeping Rancor. Now, this one follows Lee Hyun-sung, A guy who has a bit of a sleeping problem, he just can't seem to get enough of it. Well, that reminds me of myself. But it turns out his nap habit is actually a superpower in disguise. After racking up a whopping 10,000 hours of sleep inside the hottest VR MMO game, Idea, Hyunsung unlocks a secret legendary class with some seriously OP skills. And get this, one of those skills let him fight in his sleep. Can you imagine casually demolishing the competition while you're catching some sleep? That's exactly what Hyunsung is about to do, as he slowly but surely climbs his way to the top of the Idea rankings. Sure, the story might be a little generic at times, but the art is absolutely stunning, especially during the fight scenes. And let's be real, who doesn't love a protagonist who's so overpowered he can win battles in his sleep? Well, if that's your thing, Sleeping Ranker is definitely worth checking out. Number 5. Soul Station Droid. Our protagonist, Suho Park, is just going about his day when suddenly he gets transported to a whole different planet. But Suho's one tough cookie, and he learns how to adapt and fight for his survival in this foreign world. But just when he's getting the hang of things, he gets transported right back to Earth. And let me tell you, the planet he comes back to is a whole different beast. Monsters have infiltrated, and it's a constant battle to survive. But lucky for us, Suho's picked up a few tricks during his time away, and he's ready to put them to the test. This manhwa isn't so much about being the strongest, but rather it's about Suho just trying to live his life peacefully with his family, animals, and a little group of followers. But of course, when Earth is under attack, he's not gonna sit back and let it happen, is he? If you're in the mood for a unique protagonist who's as powerful as he is wholesome, Soul Station Droid is definitely worth a read. Number 4. Demonic Evolution. Now, this one takes place in the year 3069, where Earth is facing total annihilation from a demonic invasion, but the humans have a secret weapon. They figured out how to use demonic powers against the invaders through some nifty grafting technology. At the center of it all is Aang, the mightiest warrior. But just when he's about to turn the tide, he meets a tragic end. Or so it seems, because Aang mysteriously finds himself 60 years in the future, with the ultimate demon power inside him. Now, he's gotta keep evolving to control the demon within and uncover the truth behind it all. Sure, the pacing can be a bit all over the place, and the plot armor and lucky coincidences can be a little much at times. But trust me, this manhwa is anything but generic. The art is stunning, the premise is super unique, and the MC, while a bit hot-headed, is one complex dude. If you're looking for something a little different, Demonic Evolution is definitely worth checking out. Number 3. Auto-hunting with my clones. Our protagonist is Sang-Yu. He's just your average college sophomore, but he's always dreamed of having multiple versions of himself. One for studying, one for play, you know the deal. Well, one day, Sang-Yu wakes up with the ability to actually clone himself. Talk about a dream come true, right? But as you might expect, having clones isn't all fun and games. Sang-Yu quickly learns that fate has some other plans in store. And let me tell you, as he grows stronger and more OP, the drama just keeps on coming. We're talking about people plotting against him left and right, while he's just trying to focus on hunting down those pesky monsters that just keep popping up through these mysterious gates. Sure, the pacing can be a bit uneven at times, with the focus shifting a little too much on the human drama instead of the monster battles, but if you're a fan of this whole gate hunter genre, Auto-hunting with my clones is definitely worth a read. Number 2. Boundless Necromancer. Now, this one starts off with a tragic backstory. Our protagonist, Seong-Yeon Han, lost his parents to a mysterious calamity called the Dungeon Break when he was just a kid. Fast forward 7 years, and Seong-Yeon's been grinding hard to become a hunter, those fierce warriors who take on the monsters. But the poor guy just can't seem to get his fighting abilities to increase no matter how much he tries. That is, until he gets invited to join the Tower of Trials, this crazy otherworldly realm where challengers have to overcome all sorts of trials against the monsters and other humans. And that's when things really start to get interesting for Seong-yoon. See, he's got this whole Necromancer thing going on, and let me tell you, it makes for one wild ride. Sure, the pacing might feel a little bit slow and generic at first, but trust me, this manhwa has some seriously cool twists and turns up its sleeve. The lore and the world building just keep on expanding, and the way they handle the protagonist's power level is super well done. If you're looking for an OP MC story with a little bit more substance, Boundless Necromancer is definitely worth checking out. Number 1. The Heavenly Demon Can't Live a Normal Life. Our protagonist, Jun-hyuk Baek, is the big bad divine demon overlord of Mirim, but somehow he ends up reincarnated into the body of Roman Dimitri, the dim-witted son of a baron who's all about the fancy aristocratic lifestyle. But Jun-hyuk isn't about to get a little thing like reincarnation stop him. Nope. He's got a mission to accomplish, and he's ready to shake things up on the continent of Salamander. Whether it's a divine punishment or a mission from the gods, this guy is not messing around. Now, the art might start off a little average, but trust me, it gets a serious boost as the story progresses. And the best part, the plot never gets bogged down or incongruent. It's a wild ride from start to finish. The MC is cold, rational, and ruthless, but still manages to be surprisingly benevolent at times. If you're craving an action-packed isekai with a protagonist who's unapologetically OP, The Heavenly Demon Can't Live a Normal Life is definitely worth taking a look. And there you have it, folks, my top 10 manhwas where the MC goes from loser to invincible. I don't know about you, but I live for that kind of power scaling insanity. If you're craving some serious wish fulfillment, you've gotta check out these titles. Alright, that's all I've got for you today. Let me know in the comments which one of these manhwas you're most excited to dive into. And hey, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more epic manhwa content. And until next time, stay awesome!